What is up, everybody? It's Coaster Pete here from Club Coaster, coming back with another episode of Royal Valley. That's right, Royal Valley here, Royal Valley, Part 26. So in this episode, we'll be working on, we'll be rebuilding the Premier Rides launch coaster. That's right, but by the way, the only reason why, I had to delete the layout, the whole entire layout, and start all over from scratch, start all over again, was because, it had nothing to do with the layout at all. It had nothing to do with the layout. I was actually super impressed with the layout. It was just the fact that, I just had trouble, it didn't really, let me, complete the track. It didn't really let me connect the two track pieces that I'm trying to struggle with. It didn't really, I do know, doesn't mean I don't know how to complete a coaster track. It doesn't mean I don't know how to connect track pieces. It's just because, the reason why is because, it's just, if you get, thing is, though, there was, the connect button, the connect symbol, didn't even show, and wouldn't let me connect, because the connect symbol didn't really show in my coaster editor for some reason. And that was kind of, that was so not normal. That happens very unnormally. You know what I'm talking about, right? Have you guys ever had this, who has ever had this problem, this weird issue in the coaster editor sometimes, every once in a while? When when you're trying to connect two track pieces, but all of a sudden the connect symbol doesn't show. Well, the same thing happened to me in the last episode, and well, the thing is, there was nothing wrong with the layout at all, nothing to do with the layout. It's just the only way I could solve the problem was rebuild it and start, delete the whole coaster and start all over from scratch. Start all over again. And that's when I didn't have a choice. Yeah, that was the only other choice I thought of, besides just, instead of, wasting even more time struggling. So basically, by the way, I tried to make this coaster, Premier launch coaster, also, well, basically, I've actually came up with this name, such as called, try to name it, El Camino, I was originally supposed to name the B&M Inverter roller coaster El Camino, but, instead, I chose to, wait until another coaster, because, the name sounded to me, since it was named to a car, since it was named, El Camino is, a type of car, then, that would be, to me, it would make more sense if it would be a launch coaster after that, to me, it would be more fitting to a launch coaster, name of a launch coaster. That's just my opinion, the only reason why is because it's, themed to a car. Yeah, so by the way, I'm trying to make this layout, not too abstract, but, I'm making this more, making kind of more I wouldn't say, a twist layout, kind of a twist layout, but, I'll make this more, basically, not, an out and back layout, more, kind of the opposite of full flow, but not quite. Basically, I've actually been making, the layout more think more like a square layout, kind of like a spaghetti layout, like partially a spaghetti layout, but like not like partially a spaghetti layout, but not quite. Kind of a spaghetti layout, but not quite, basically, like so basically, the extra, like the top speed, well, this coaster will have 3 launches, also including 1 backwards launch. Yeah, that's right. There will be 3 launches, including 1 backwards launch. That's right. So this is gonna be like the competitor to full. This would be necessary to compete with Full Throttle in real life, if it were to be real life. It's meant to be a lot like very inspired by Full Throttle, because and also this will be a Premierite Skyrocket 3. Also, as well, instead of going straight into the top hat like on Full Throttle's layouts, instead, on like after the 3rd launch, you will be like going up a dive loop. You'll be going up into a dive drop. And then you go up the top hats. So basically, trying to make it like pretty like kind of a fun launch coaster. And kind of insane. So instead of like unlike Full Throttle's layout, like instead of going to a straight turnaround into a top hat, unlike the Full Throttle layouts. Instead, this launch coaster, El Camino, after the third launch, will be going up into a dive drop, kind of like a dive loop based element. Into a dive drop, and then an overbank turn, and then kind of like a stangle dive, kind of like a stangle dive, but not quite. Like I'm talking about like once after the dive drop, and then you go up into the top hats, then you go to a double up, like try to base this like a double up into a top hat. Yeah, like I'm trying to be more unique, basically, and in order to gain enough momentum up there, to get to the top hat, I try to like speed it up to like this might not sound very realistic, but kind of enough, but like speed up to like a little bit over 80 miles per hour, like 83 miles per hour. To get to like to have enough momentum to go up into the dive drop, and then you go up into the top, then into the top hats. Yeah, like basically, yeah. I'm trying to make sure if it's enough momentum, because I want to be like similar to Full Throttle, but more unique than Full Throttle, but more unique and original than Full Throttle. Like I'm not trying to clone Full Throttle. I'm not trying to copy and clone Full Throttle. This is not meant to be a clone of Full Throttle, but it will be like very original. It'll be like an original layout too. This will be an original layout. Yeah. I didn't really calculate how much versions this coaster had so far, but like I think this coaster has like at least 4 versions. At least 4 to 5 versions. At least 4 inversions, excluding the top hat, which is not even an inversion. So basically, I had to put this at least 4 inversions on this coaster, like which would mostly be rolls, and basically, yeah, as well as and also this is a pretty intense coaster too, and also just pretty intense and fun roller coaster, fun launch coaster. Yeah, definitely. This is also the second launch coaster to go to Royal Valley, and the sixth roller coaster to go to Royal Valley, and the second launch coaster to go to Royal Valley. That's right, the second launch coaster to go to Royal Valley. Because I thought a launch coaster, I would want another launch coaster because I would like to have at least 2 launch coasters, and Jet Force would be the only coaster to have, because beforehand, Jet Force, the Intamin Blitz coaster, Jet Force, the other launch coaster, Jet Force, was the only roller coaster with no lift. And again, the only roller coaster with no lift. So that's right, and a Premier Rides launch coaster, a Premier Rides Garage Free would be would be perfect for a second launch coaster, in my opinion. This is kind of like Jet Force in a way, but similar. But I didn't want it to be too similar to Jet Force, but it is definitely magnetic, that's for sure. It's definitely magnetic, like Jet Force, and it does use linear synchronous motors. It does use LSMs, which stand for linear synchronous motors, and yeah, pretty much, definitely. So by the way, here I'm actually working on the station, and definitely working on the station over here, and it's gonna be a basic kind of station, but not too fancy. A station kind of Full Throttle, but not copying Full Throttle station. But basically, and for a queue line, I made I was trying to work on the queue line, basically, tried different layout plans for the queue line, and first off, I was gonna put a queue. Originally, the queue was supposed the queue line was originally going to be to go behind the station. So to go behind the station into originally the queue line was supposed to be opposite of Full Throttle in a sense that the queue line, the ramp wasn't right next to the launch, but instead I tried to make it similar to Full Throttle without copying Full Throttle, and yeah, basically, and I've actually kind of made a queue line kind of like Full Throttle, basically similar to Full Throttle's queue line, where I took the inspiration of Full Throttle from that, where where in the queue line you can see the coaster, the train launching. You can see the launch. Basically, yeah, where you can get a good shots, some good point of view, where you can get good points of views of the ride, good points of views of guests' reactions while the train is catapulted out of the station. In real life, this coaster will launch right out of the station in real life, just like Full Throttle. Definitely. Basically, yeah, and also, I've also worked on the queue line as well, trying to make kind of a Spanish queue line, a scenic queue line, but not too scenic, but try to use the ridge tile roofs in the queue line as well, and I've also created use the ridge tile but basically how I basically did the queue line for this was the final result was to start off with one set of switchbacks, with one big room, with one big cabana of switchbacks. We like with the cute one big set of switchbacks in a cabana, one set of switchbacks inside a cabana, and inside a cabana, in a Q cabana, and then you go straight then you go under the launch, then the Q goes out of the cabana into and then under the launch track, under the launch, just like full throttle, and also then you go straight into up the exit ramp, up the entrance ramp, and you go straight up the ramp. So basically, haven't really created the sign for this coaster yet, or the logo for this coaster yet, but I'll get to that logo soon enough. I'll make the logo as soon as possible, sooner than later. But right now here, as you see here, I'm creating the transfer table, creating the engineering bay, or the roller coaster storage. I would also call it, the storage, I would also call it. And basically, here, first off, I originally created, I've used lime plaster for this, as well as Ridgestone roofs. And, first off, I've colored it, first off, I painted it yellow, but then, kind of yellow, but then, that really didn't work out, so I chose to paint it kind of a wine red, basically, a wine color, kind of a wine color, or red, basically, but because at first off the yellow didn't really look that great, but I thought the red would look better. That's just my opinion. So basically here, and for scenery wise, in the queue line, scenery-wise, in the queue line, I've basically put, I have basically designed, had, kind of a rocky style queue line, but not too much boulders, but, boulders and shrubs, basically. Not too much boulders, but more shrubs and boulders, by the way. So by the way here, on El Camino, I've actually tended to run it will run 3 trains on this coaster. This ride will run 3 trains. Yeah, this launch coaster will run 3 trains. For example, as soon as how this coaster will be clear, next block section, I've actually hidden a block section under I've actually have hidden a block section on a block, where in the backwards launch elements, the third launch, I've hidden a block section at the end point of, the second launch segment, the second dual direction launch segment. So, yeah, basically here, how it would work, how this coaster would usually run, what originally planned is supposed to run, is when the dual direction the dueling direction launch is clear, launch segment is clear. For example, right when that section is clear, when the first right when the third launch is clear, when the train passes that block section, then the second train takes off, and then the second train takes off at the first launch, dispatches on the first launch. So that's how this will like work basically. That's how it will work basically. Like and also try to get like more also want this to have good decent capacity as well, but like this will have kind of a right capacity, but this will have like average capacity. Like it is only like just the Premier Rides trend here, like running 3 cars per train, and this will also run 3 cars per train. 3 cars per train with 3 cars per train with 3 rows down and 2 city cross, like 6 seats per car, like 6 meant to hold 6 people per car, and it'll also run with a total of 18 people per tire, with a total of 18 passengers per train. 18 passengers per train, and except it also runs 3 trains, so double that, so it's triple that, like, so triple that would be, like, for example, I know 18 times 2 was 36, like, I think 18 times 2, which is like 36, times 1 more, like, so basically 18 times 3 would equal, 15 would be, I think, 54, I believe, but, I think 54 would be, like, I believe, like, 18 times 3 would be 54, possibly, yeah, that's what I believe, because, that's what I think. So basically, I believe, like 18 times 3 would equal, 54 then, since, like, 18 times 2 is 36, then 36 plus 18 would be, basically be 54. That's what I believe. So basically here, I'm working on, here I am working on like the Q-Line ramp, getting into the station, loading platform. I basically just started that by full throttle, and by the way, so basically, I'm working on, I've also had the priority pass Q-Line as well on this coaster, so, and will be like enable the priority pass on this, like, so the priority pass could be accessible to this coaster, this launch coaster, as well as the access, like, as well as the accessible pass to be accessible to this coaster as well, except they would have to go up the exits. Yeah, basically they would have to go up the exit, and the priority pass Q-Line member holder, the priority pass Q-Line holders would take the priority pass Q-Line. Yeah, definitely. Well, that's all I have to say for this episode, and that's all I have to say for this episode, for this time lapse, and see you guys in the next episode, and enjoy the rest of the time lapse of Royal Valley Part 26. Club Coaster here, signing off. Goodbye.